Good morning, Harrison. It's Friday, February 2nd, 2018. Here are your morning video announcements. My name is Zaina.
And I'm Manny. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now for your peace pledge. I am a peacemaker. I pledge to recognize the good people do, to make positive choices, and help others to do the same. I will build peace at school, at home, and in my community every day.
Lunch for today will be whole grain pizza bites, green beans, sliced peaches, and milk. Now we have a special video for you.
So here I am with a fifth grade group of really special, awesome students. There are 13 fifth graders who received the Perfect Attendance Award for the first semester. That means they came to school every single day since the start of the school year. So I'm here to ask them a few questions, what they think about that. Alishan, why do you think it's important to come to school every day?
So I could have a good education.
That's an awesome answer. And what do you like about coming to school every day?
To get good grades.
He likes to get good grades. I love it. And if somebody's struggling with getting here every day on time, Lily, what do you think would be some advice for them?
If you don't have like a ride to get to school, you can ask some friends to get here.
Awesome idea. Now let's ask one more question. Who here plans to come to school every day for the rest of the school year? Raise your hand and say, yeah!
Whoa, good job. So only fifth grade had people who got perfect attendance for the first half of the year?
Nope. Guess what?
What?
We have a video for every grade. In fact, there are 72 students from Harrison who got perfect attendance for the first half of the year, which is the very first quarter. In fact, everyone who got perfect attendance for the first quarter was here at school on the day we shot the video. We are going to get to see them all during the broadcast.
That's awesome.
The birthdays for today are Liam Woolfolk and Janine Salhadid. Tomorrow, Jackson Bramley Sanchez has a birthday, and on Sunday, Jamana Al-Sabda celebrating a birthday. Happy birthday to all of you. Let's check out our fourth grade perfect attendance video.
So here I am with our fourth grade students who've earned perfect attendance. There are 14 of them. That's our biggest group in the whole school. Way to go, fourth grade. So I asked them all a question, and I'd like you to hear this awesome answer. What would you say to students who don't have perfect attendance?
They're missing all the fun.
That's right. They're missing all the fun because Harrison is the
Cool school. Awesome job. Speaking of awesome jobs, I want to send a huge shout out to preschool. The Harrison Preschool program got 5 stars. That is an amazing, from the stars from the state. That is amazing accomplishment. Congratulations.
I happen to know that we only have 46 days until spring. Does that mean we are going to still have winter temperature this week? Let's go over to Alishan to find out.
Good morning. Yes, it is going to be a chilly weekend. Today will be a cloudy with a high of only 20 degrees. I predict a 26% chance of outdoor recess. For the weekend, we will see high in 30s and also a chance of snow, so have your hats and gloves ready. Monday will bring partly sunny skies, and temperature will be back down into the 20s. Always be sure to dress up for the weather and make it a wonderful weekend day. I think we're going to cut to our third grade perfect attendance video. Before we go to Lake Plateau, this strange but true.
So here I am with our third grade group. They have earned perfect attendance by coming to school every day since the start of the school year. So we've been chatting about why it's so important to come to school every day in order to achieve their future goals. Well, guess what? They have some awesome dreams and goals for the future. We're going to see what they are. Let's see, who gave me an answer? Raise your hand if you had an answer. That's right, Haley had an answer.
I want to be a vet.
And so why is it important to come to school every day if you want to be a vet someday?
So that you can learn.
So you can learn. Awesome. Let's come down this way. John, what would you like to be when you grow up?
A medic for the Army.
A medic for the Army. Well, coming to school every day is definitely going to help you achieve that goal. Let's come down here. Tyler, what would you like to do?
A cook.
He wants to be a cook. Well, you're going to have to learn how to read those recipes and measure the ingredients. Good thing you're coming to school every day. Awesome. Bayback, how about you?
Be a medic for the Army.
Be a medic for the Army. Boy, we're going to be well protected.
An NBA player or like any sport.
He wants to play in sports. Well, guess what? You got to be pretty smart to do that. So keep coming to school and you'll be ready. Lee, what do you want to do?
I want to be in the Army.
He wants to be in the Army too. Wow. I can't wait to see what you guys are going to accomplish when you grow up. Thanks so much for coming to school every day and keep up the good work.
Today I want to talk to you about Black History Month. At first, Black History Month was only a week. That was in 1926. It started out because people realized that it was important to teach the history of American Black people in public schools. The idea of celebrating for a whole month was first proposed by educators and also by students at Kent State University here in Ohio in 1969. The first celebration took place in 1970. In 1976, President Gerald Ford recognized Black History Month and made it official. He urged Americans to seize the opportunity to honor the too often neglected accomplishments of Black history Americans in every area of endeavor throughout our history. You can learn more about Black History Month in your Harrison Library. Let's watch our second grade video before we go back to the anchors.
So I'm here with a group of second grade students who have also earned perfect attendance since the start of the school year. There are 10 of them, and they're excited to tell us why it's important to come to school every day. Josh, now what do you think?
Because we could learn more and more.
And more and more and get smarter and smarter. That's right. So let's do our motto together on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Don't lag, be swag, be cool, and come to school.
Now that's something to think about. So February is a really special month.
Yes, it is. It's Black History Month. As part of our celebration of Black History Month, Mrs. Crawford interviewed an amazing person who also works for Lakewood City Schools. Let's watch that video, which will be followed by our first grade perfect attendance video.
Good afternoon, or good morning, boys and girls. This is Miss Crawford, of course, as you know, and I have a special guest with me. It's Black History Month, and we wanted to take an opportunity to introduce you to some of the cool African Americans that we have in Lakewood. So today I have with me Mr. Sean Jackson, and he's going to tell us a little bit about what he does in Lakewood.
Good morning, because it's going to be
It's
morning.
going to be morning,
yes.
right?
I'm the athletic director for the school district for all of Lakewood for grades 7 to 12. I coordinate all the athletic events, do all the schedules, order all the cool uniforms, and talk to all the officials for the games and hire all the coaches for our sports teams.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah.
It is a lot.
So what brought you to Lakewood?
A great opportunity to move to Lakewood, live in Lakewood, I moved my sons here. Actually, my youngest son actually went to Harrison.
Woohoo!
And he, in the 5th grade, he came over when he was in the 5th grade, and my other son was in the 6th. Now they're in the 9th and 10th grade at the high school.
Tell us your son's name.
Jaden Jackson and Milan Jackson.
Yep.
So they're having a great time here, having fun. It's a great experience for me to work where they go to school, and I can kind of stay on top of them, get to know, their friends, and which are students that I'm actually serving. So it's a good situation.
Okay, so in talking to you, you shared some interesting facts about your family history. Share that with the students as well.
Well, understanding that I was going to talk about Black History Month, being a former history teacher, I actually have studied my history, the history of my family, and found some interesting things in my family. On my father's side, the Jackson side, my grandfather served in World War II. I have his discharge papers that I showed Ms. Crawford, and I also have my great-grandfather, my grandfather's father's discharge papers from World War I. And my great-grandfather was a stevedore, which a stevedore, if you look that up, is a person that loads ships for the World War I. So African Americans at that time, there weren't a lot that were allowed to fight in World War I, and they used them as laborers. And what he did was he actually never left and fought in the war, not by his choice, but he loaded up the ships for the supplies for the soldiers across in Europe. And he did that until 1919. He was discharged. And my grandfather served in the Army. He was a second lieutenant and got a discharge in 1943. Other side of my family, my mother's side of the family, I found out some interesting things connected to Black History Month. My mother's maiden name is Craighead, and I found out that we had the African American side of my family in Nashville were slaves in the 1700s, and there was a slave plantation owned by John Brown Craighead, and he actually married the widow of John Dickerson, and John Dickerson was actually shot in a duel with our 20th president. No, sorry, I believe 7th president.
You're the history teacher.
7th president,
Okay.
Andrew Jackson. I'm thinking of a $20 bill.
Yeah.
But he was shot in a duel, and actually John Brown Craighead married him. So that was some connection with history with my family and both my mother and father's side. So I down
I'm
the
really
road, you
impressed
guys.
that you know so much about your family history.
Well, it was
It's amazing.
it's been a long journey because my cousin Sandra Craig had actually put together a big book, and it kind of gave me little things to like attach myself to and find some other things in my history. Not only am I African American, I'm also Native American, and on my grandmother's side, who married my father's mother, who's my grandmother's side, who's my father's mother.
Okay.
Actually, her name is Pugh, but prior to that's her maiden name. Her maiden name's Pugh, but her grandfather was a full-blooded Choctaw Indian from Mississippi, and his name was Youngblood.
Okay.
That's an interesting story. I don't think it's appropriate to share with young kids, but he had some history. But that's my Native American side. I have an African American side, and actually the Craigheads were Scottish. So Craighead, of course, Scotland.
Right.
It all comes together. That name is not American. It's Scottish. So I'm kind of mixed with a little bit of everything. So it's important to celebrate African American History Month, but it's also important to celebrate all of your connections to your heritage. I think nowadays we're actually seeing that nobody's 100% anything.
Right.
With genealogy.com and 23andMe, we're finding that we're actually connected. All of us are kind of connected in some way, or we have like multiple cultures within us. So we all need to respect each other's culture and celebrate it when it's time to celebrate it, and appreciate it. Appreciate people that are different.
When you think of Black History Month and people who have contributed in history, who stands out to you?
I would say on the political side, Martin Luther King. I mean, he stands out because of what he stood for. I don't think his mission was finished. His mission was to get equality as far as political equality and citizenship and be equal citizens. But I think he was killed prematurely, and he was going to push for economic equality. I mean, we fell a little short of that. We're still working on it. There's some things that need to be done, but probably won't see them in my lifetime. But I would say Barack Obama's a big one. Having an African American president. I honestly didn't think I would see the day of. It was kind of surreal seeing him being elected, and I felt like, man, is it 2008 or 2048?
Right.
But it was interesting, and I think there's people that had issues with him, but I think it was more political stuff, and who knows, it may have been racial, who knows? But I think he did a great job being the first African American president, and he set the groundwork for maybe being someone else getting that opportunity down the road.
Okay, a couple trivia questions for you.
Trivia,
real quick.
Okay. Quiz.
Can you name an African American NFL coach?
Ooh, the Steelers coach. I don't really like the Steelers, so I can't remember his name.
And can you name a African American performer?
Michael Jackson, Prince.
Ooh,
yeah.
All right.
Good job.
All right. We'll let him go with that.
Okay.
Right. Well, thank you so much.
No on the Steelers. Even though the Browns were 0-16, doesn't matter. Go Browns.
Let's see if he can do this. Can you name an African American quarterback?
Ooh, Doug Williams.
Okay. If you say so. I don't know. Okay.
What? It was 1987 Super Bowl champ.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's before you guys were even thought about, young guys.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The little guys, yeah.
Me too, right?
I don't know. I don't know.
All right. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to share a little bit about yourself with our students at Harrison. We appreciate it.
No problem.
Okay.
So here I am with our group of first grade students who've earned perfect attendance for first semester. I'm really curious to know what they like best about coming to school every day, and I bet you are too. So we're going to ask them. Here's the question, friends. Listen up. When I give you the microphone, you're going to tell me, what's your favorite thing about coming to school every day?
My favorite thing to come to school is gym.
My favorite thing is to come to school is math. Reading. The best thing I like to do is gym.
Gym, he said.
I like to go in gym.
Awesome.
I would like to write.
Writing, she said, is her favorite.
Gym. I like to play.
She likes to play. We all like to play.
I like to go outside.
Awesome.
Reading.
Reading.
Lunch.
And lunch. Thanks, first grade. Keep up the good work.
That was an awesome interview, and good job, first graders. It's time for our golden ticket winners. Ana Sofia Torres in Mrs. Connolly's 3rd grade class.
Jalen Chappelle in Mrs. Day's 5th grade class.
Rebecca Moo in Mrs. Cintron's class.
Johnny Kitts.
Natalia Arroyo in Mrs. A's class.
Lou Bluso in Mr. Milletti's class.
Lamar Simons in Mrs. Wyden's class.
Jacob Lucas in Mrs. A's class.
Joshua Burchett in Mrs. Cintron's class.
Braden Rico in Mrs. Allenson's class.
Rebecca in Mrs. Weber's 4th grade class.
Hayden in Mrs. Allenson's class. If you heard your name, please come down to the LRC at the end of the newscast for your treat. We have one final perfect attendance video. Take it away, kindergartners.
So I'm here with our kindergarten group that's earned perfect attendance for first semester. And they're super duper students because in kindergarten, it might be hard to come to school every day. This might be their first school experience. So they're not only super students, they're super readers. And they all have capes to prove it. So let's see, Corbin, what does it say on your certificate? It says Harrison Elementary. Perfect attendance awarded to, and then your name for first semester. So first semester is the start of the school year until December 21st. And then it says, tell me if you've heard this before. Ready? Don't lag. Be swag. Be cool. Come to school. That's right. So Katie, what do you like about Harrison?
I like that I write stories.
She likes it. She writes stories. And every single one of these kindergartners had something awesome to say about what they love about school. So keep up the great work, and we'll see you again at the end of the year. Nice job.
Thanks. Now for a joke to end our newscast. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Wooden shoe.
Wooden shoe who?
Wouldn't you like to hear another joke?
Not really.
And remember,
Don't lag.
be swag.
Be cool.
Come to school.
We hope you have a great weekend. This is Zaina, Manny, Ali Sean, and Le Plateau signing off. The news is in and we are out.